What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking in, especially for a figure that's actually been out for a while already. I was browsing the internet and I saw that Maketoys was advertising that they were doing a sale on their website, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they got for sale. And they had quite a few things up. But one of the things that they had up for sale was the Maketoys visualizers. So that's what I'm bringing you today, is a review of the Maketoys visualizers. It was like, these are normally like 130 bucks or so. I saw them going up for like 80 bucks and I was like, I gotta do it. I don't normally, I don't know. I mean, okay, so when I was a kid, I used to actually have the reflector toy and I liked it. I thought it was cool. It actually looked a lot like my mom's camera that she had at the time. And so I thought that was cool. I'm not quite as visually, I'm not quite as, like, what am I trying to say, imprinted on the how they look in the cartoon. I know it's a lot different than how they looked as toys. But you know, I think that these guys are really great. I like the idea of figures that look the same but have completely different engineering, and this really scratches that itch for me. And you know, like I said, the price was right, so I picked them up. They came in, they're great, and I'm gonna review them for you. So I think the original guys were named Viewfinder, Spyglass, and Spectro, I think. And so pretty much I've got, you know, this guy's Viewfinder because he's got a viewfinder there. This guy, I call him Spyglass because he's got the lens on him. And this guy's Spectre because that's the only name that's left. It's interesting. So these two guys here, they form the left and the right sides of the camera. They're basically the exact same figure with the exact same transformation. The only difference is, of course, this guy's got this additional lens here. I do like that the lens is integrated. I know that like the KFC and Fans Toys versions have the lens come off and it does other stuff, and I think that's cool too, but having it integrated, you know, is gnarly to me. But yeah, aside from that, they're really the same engineering. Except this one, the armature comes off on the one side and this guy comes off on the other side, but you know, that's basically it. This guy here has got a different backpack as well. And his engineering is completely different. You'll notice it in his legs. His legs are totally different. The arms are all the same, more or less. This guy has slightly different arms. Okay, the shoulders are identical. I'll go that far. But yeah, having different figures that look the same but have different engineering, that's actually the reason why I keep around the Transformers Prime First Edition Cliff Jumper and the RID version Cliff Jumper. Same robot mode, same alt mode, different transformations, different engineerings. I really like that sort of thing. Anyhow, in terms of accessories, I've got a sandwich bag full of their accessories, which I will dump out right now. They come with, it comes with 3 additional faces, because these all have the same like stoic expression here. Let me see if I can pull one up. Same stoic expression, but you can swap that out for like, I have to go to the bathroom expression. Oh, geez, my camera's trying to focus on this. Like, oh, I see a face. I really have to go to the bathroom expression. And this, haha, that was a really funny joke you told expression. Getting his faces off is actually kind of a chore. I know that I say that and this one's going to just come immediately off. Because there's, okay, so they're fit on with one single tab, but it's just really hard to get under there to get that tab. Oh, there it goes. And if you do, more often than not, the eyepiece, because it's a separate piece of plastic that keeps the eyes on, will come off. And I tell you what, man, I I dropped one of these guys and his face came off and the eyepiece came off of the face, and oh man, I thought I was never going to see his eyes again. It was really bad. But yeah, so that's how you pull it off and put it on. I don't find a lot of... So you only get 3 additional faces in total, so they can't like all like have to go to the bathroom. Only one of them. And then the other guy is like already crapping his pants. And then the third guy can be like, ha ha ha, you crapped your pants. You can't have them all have the same expression except for this stoic expression here. So I just keep them all like that. Why not? In terms of other accessories they come with 3 guns. These guns attach version using the peg on the back, which is actually one that I really like because it's easier and faster to put on and pull off. And I don't know who's supposed to get which gun. The guns are all different, so you would think that that makes it so that each one gets a different gun, but I don't know. Though also, to be honest, Spectre I usually give this part here, which is, you know, the camera flash. But it's also like a rocket launcher, and it's got a handle on the back, so you can put it in somebody's hand. So we'll just do that too. Why not? This guy can have 2 guns. I don't have a problem with that. I also think it's kind of fun that the little part that flips up has got this like targeting reticle here. So there they are with those. I haven't had a lot of time to like play them and display with them. I mean, I've had them for most of a week now, but just all the time I have them, I spend it like transforming them and whatnot. It's pretty cool. They also come with a this is an adapter that goes onto them in camera mode. It's got a thread down here. This is for the standard SLR camera style thread. Actually, if I felt like taking my camera phone off of my mount, this has got the exact same mount. I could mount this camera on my tripod that I'm using right now, but then I wouldn't have a tripod to keep this steady. And the last accessory it comes with is a camera that a regular sized figure can hold. I feel like posing this with my Megatron, just like the cover of All Hail Megatron issue 1, I believe. But yeah. So let me get down to transformation. I'm only going to look at one of these side dudes because they actually have the, sorry, not transformation, posability. I'm only going to look at one of these side dudes because they actually have the exact same posability. The posability in this guy is slightly different. So these guys, let's move these ones out of the way. These guys, their head is going to be on a big old ball joint, swivel all around and whatnot, look up and down a little bit, tilt side to side. Good posability on the head. Arms will go all the way around. Arms are actually on a ball joint. But they are, you know, controlled and restricted by this shoulder armor here, which, by the way, just snaps off and snaps it back on. Upper bicep swivel here. You technically have a double bend at the elbow, but like any way you bend it, I don't know, you can kind of get a little bit more than 90 degrees there. But you certainly can't get more than 90 degrees here because then it just fits into this like little divot and it doesn't go any further. So if you like bend it forward like that and then bend it up, you can get like almost 135. Wrist swivel, all 4 fingers open up, no posability on the thumb. He does have a waist swivel, even though it's slightly above his waist. He's still got the swivel. His hips actually, his hip skirt is part of the hip, so that moves up with it. Bend all the way forward, all the way back. Most of a Van Damme, I would say maybe 60%. That's more than 50, so we'll say most. Maybe almost 70. his knee bend, so he's actually got 2 joints in here in the knee, but again, they really don't add up to more than 90 degrees. Whether you make use of this lower joint as well and then bend the rest until this butts up against that, or just straight up go off this upper joint here, which I think is how it's supposed to be done. Neither one grants you more than 90 degrees, so that's something to remember. Pretty good tilt forward and back, side to side. Lots of decent ankle tilt on that. Again, this guy is exactly the same. So let me put this guy back and we'll look at the middle guy, Spyglass. His head joint is basically the same. His shoulder joints are basically the same. Upper bicep swivel as well. His elbow joint is basically the same. You can get that a little more than 90 degrees if you go like that, or just straight up 90 degrees if you don't. Wrist swivel, again, 4 fingers on that. His waist joint is actually at his waist because he wouldn't be able to go above it because of this little doohickey here. Hips go forward that much, back that much. His his knee will go all the way. Super deep bend, double jointed. It's nice. So you can have like these guys being like the dude in the back, and this guy can be like Iron Man pose with his knees all bent, or like some sort of like cool like high posability pose or whatnot. His ankles are less posable than the other guys. You still get a fair degree of bend, a little bit less range on the ball joint. It's really not a big difference, but it is a difference, and so I should point it out. Posability on them is great. Now, let's get them transformed up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transform this guy because I've got him in my hands already. We're going to take his arms, collapse them in like so. His hand is going to rotate like this and bend back so that this peg is sticking out. This is mildly important. And I'll show you why I only say mildly in just a little bit when we get there. You're going to take his arms and you're going to bend them out. They're going to unclip from here. And you're only going to bend them that far. Because then you're going to take this and lift this panel up. Rotate this around. Rotate. Yeah. Rotate this around. You can fold this down with this head like that, and it works. But it's so easy to get that caught on something and have that obstruct. I like to turn his head to the side. Either side, doesn't matter. And put that in like that. Then this whole thing is going to rotate around like so. Now, we've got a double hinge on this section here. So it's going to pop up and slide in and depress in there like that. This, by the way, these shoulders is so that you can move this fully. If you have them at the sides or all the way back, the shoulder joints themselves, like the shoulder pads themselves, actually get in the way of this purple panel. This is the only configuration where it does not. So we're going to take this, there's a tab here and a tab here, and we're going to kind of pry those tabs out. Like that. We're just kind of disconnect this. Turn his waist. There's a slot right there on his dick plate. A tab right there that's going to go into the slot. This is going to fold down. Oh man, we're just really getting somewhere now. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these panels, we're going to open them up. We're going to fold this back. And you'll see how these hands, like this, back the knee detail actually fits right into those hands like that. Now here's the thing why I say about mildly important about these tabs. There's a slot right here and right here. These tabs go into those slots. I've actually never been able to get that to fit because like you can like take one hand like this and you can kind of sort of, kind of get it in there, but it doesn't want to get in there very well, and it's really difficult to do, and it doesn't end up really great, and it's super frustrating. If that tab is not seated properly, there's no problem whatsoever. So I just don't ever worry about seating it. You want to make sure that you're bending it at this joint in the knee here. And then what I just do is, you've got this tab here and this tab here, and inside you've got a slot here and the slot here, and I just kind of feed this tab into its slot. It brings the other tab home. Oh, come on. I'm on camera now, aren't I? Shit. And then it just all clips in. Again, you focus on that one tab. Make sure it fits in. Everything else tabs in afterwards. And there it is. Now you can take these and you can tab these together. Bring the knees into the right position because they have inevitably fallen out of alignment. And then take this, grab that, pull that all the way out. It kind of fits in right there. And there's, whoops. Oh, I had it. I effing had it. All right. There's one section right there. This guy here, I'm going to show you how this one is done, and then I'm just going to rush through the other one because it's basically the same. So we're going to take this, rotate that around. There's a disconnect right here. We're going to disconnect that. Pull on that. Come around. Now you want to take and extend out this armature all the way out. That'll allow it to go under his arm because that's how you'll need to do that. His head is going to tilt back, exposing his little shutter button here. Now what they tell you to do is they tell you to go like this and collapse this up. And then turn it like this and bring it around. There'll be a tab right here that fits into this slot right here. And then there will also be a tab. Let me fit that in. Right here that fits into this slot right here. And I will tell you that I don't like doing it that way. It's just, it's more effort and it's more steps. What I always do is I take this and I go like that. And I just tab this tab into there. And then as you fold this in, and maybe I can show you better from this side. As you fold that in, it automatically pushes that forearm into it already pushes that arm in, and this is in the perfect position to tab in there. Ta-da! I think it's great. For these legs, you want to open up this knee tab, open up this inner tab here. This is going to fold up and then back closed, right? Back around like that, but we're not going to tab it closed yet. This panel here is going to come around like that. And then we're going to do the same with the other side. Knee, inner, fold up, fold like that. Pull this around. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take these, push this in till it clicks. Tab his legs together, bring them up. Alrighty. So what we have to do here is this panel here has got to go around this armature. So we're just going to pull this out into position. We may need to tweak this a little bit to get this in. Basically, you've got to get this to snap around behind that. See how that fits really fleshly with that? That's what you got to do with that. Fold this over. There's 2 tabs here and a slot. There's a tab and 2 slots. That all fits together. Up in the front, you've got 3 slots on this panel here. They're going to fit and cover over that. Again, the same, 2 tabs in a slot, 1 slot and 2 tabs, etc., etc. Fold that around. These panels, which were on the bottom of the feet, are going to come around. These tabs here are going to fit into these slots on those panels. Snap, snap. And now all that's left to do is to take this tab, fit it into this gray slot here, and then fold this back up so that it looks round. And you do need to be pretty precise about this. There's detents to guide you. But yeah, there's one side right there. Onto the other side. This one is basically exactly like the first with the exception of this part right here. So I'm going to kind of just rush through it. I'll say a few things as I'm doing it just so that you're not get verbally bored of me. Fold that. Extend out this armature all the way. Get it over that arm. Close up his hands. Bring these around to the back. Buddy of mine was watching me transform and was like, looks like you're handcuffing him. I'm like, no. But it really does. Eh. Panel, fold up. Da, 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 da. All right, now we're gonna fold this in like that. And fold these in, tab those in. Oh, this last panel wants to fight me. We'll fight ya. There we go. All right, with this all in place, we're going to take this, round this up, as in to make it round. This is actually really easy to get round because if it's not fully round, this front lens will not click into place. There it is. All right, now last but not least, we're going to take, there's a tab here, slots here, versus these dual tabs here and a slot here. There's also a tab here that fits into this slot. All these tabs and slots are going to just happily go together like that. And on the other side, like that. You're going to bring this in. There's a single tab here that circle is going to go to. There's 6 tabs around here that this is going to click onto. And there is your camera mode. You can take this one right here. So it normally comes with 2 buttons on it, but you got to take one button off to put the flash on, and the flash is just iconic to me. So that goes. And I took it off and I never put it back on because he only needs one shutter button, right? And there he is. I like some of the cool little details. There's like little like stuff in here for doing stuff and like little switches and whatnot. Little, looks like an LCD screen up there. It's not the most realistic looking camera in the world. It's kind of chunky. I know some people really like the Fans Toys one because it makes for a slimmer camera mode, and it really does. But having transformed the Fans Toys one, I can tell you that it is a complete pain in the ass, and just absolutely frustrating. And I understand that after you transform it like once or twice, like it gets the figures get really loose and floppy, and nobody wants that. You can take this and slide it in under here, and that will allow you to put it on a tripod. But yeah, that's it for this guy. I don't have any other accessories to show in this mode. It just sits here. It looks really nice. I like this like camera lens in here. I think it looks really good. Comparing this to the Fans Toys one, I haven't handled the KFC one. I can tell you the Fans Toys one, it looks really good on display. That's Fan Toys, you know, typical modus operandi in that it looks really good in robot mode and looks really good in alt mode, but just getting from point A to point B is just an absolute nightmare. And that's the same way. This one looks good in both modes, but like you can see that this is all like molded in plastic, like purple plastic and white plastic, and like there's paint apps, but it's not like all paint apps. Whereas the Fans Toys one is like nothing but paint apps, and it feels like a display piece. Whereas this feels like something that you can actually pick up and actually play with, and not hate your life doing the transformation that completely. 27 minutes, by the way, seems to be the limitation. I don't know why my phone is like, no, you can't take video over 27 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it's something about an internal buffer or whatnot. But I'm basically done anyhow. So thank you everyone for watching. You guys are all fantastic. Go ahead and click this over here and leave me a like and comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you guys want, let me know and I'll do like a giveaway or something like that. We can work towards something. I know I've got more people watching than I did before. I had some third-party reviews that were critically acclaimed. And so, yeah, I think it's great that you guys are watching, and I'd like to give back to you guys, maybe by doing like a giveaway or something. I've got a couple figures that I can give away. I bet you I can talk to my sponsor, and I bet you he'd be willing to throw in something. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to do something like that. Enter for a chance to win a free toy or two. Thanks everyone for watching. You guys are all fantastic. Love y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. And I'll see you on the flip side.